Let me do this a whole lot more often. I'm on the draw. I'm on the draw. Let's see how Clear Grit sings in. Please play Celestial Colonnade. Bolt's actually a very good draw. Gives us something to do. We do need lands or cantrips, but Bolt gives us something to do if they're playing like Storm. It's more aggressive, less controlling. I want to play a control deck. I want to like beat some people down with a crappy mid-range deck. I'd play something else. Fish? Blue-green. Enters the battlefield, tap that creature. Okay. Like opponents playing blue-green Merfolk in Modern. I'm just gonna go ahead and bolt this here at end step. If we draw a Remand or something like that, we can hold that up next turn. I'm gonna shock myself. This might be a little bit aggressive, but we'll see. I do need triple blue at some point for this Cryptic Command. Steam Vents is an excellent draw. I'm just gonna go ahead and play this tapped. Now that I drew Steam Vents, I kinda wish that I would have gotten a basic mountain there. If they fetch a non-basic here, I might just Blood Moon them next turn. Probably just supposed to Blood Moon them this turn anyways, right? That's what they do here. If they put too much pressure into play. Master of the Pearl Trident. Yeah, I should probably just Blood Moon them off of their double blue, right? Yeah. It's a little awkward that I don't have two blue myself, but I think this is fine. Their lords are double blue, so Snap Bolt will let me. Now this plays really bad if they just like play a basic island. Yeah, just immediately punished. Well, you know, good beats. Good beats. Oh, that's unfortunate. This deck has 7 basic islands and an 8 fetch lands, Talrand, so you have a lot of access to basic islands. I just don't have a lot of lands this game, so it's not quite coming together. Playing the Blood Moon there ends up being bad because they have exactly the second basic island in their hand. Let's see if they have a counterspell here to punish me. No attack on this is weird. I guess, I mean, if you're like afraid of this, like getting in here, right? Like, so I'm gonna go ahead and just bolt this. If some kind of removal for this potentially. If this bolt doesn't resolve, we're probably just going to die. Looks like they have some kind of, oh, we're just dismembering my thing, sure. Probably just dead here. I don't have any sweepers in my main deck. Yep. Alright, I mean... So... You're saying there's a chance. Put like a land here, and then like... Hit another land next turn to get to Torrential Gearhulk, maybe? That's unfortunate. That probably means we're dead. I guess we could draw some more removal. Snapcaster Mage would be a great draw. Master of the Waves. Yep, that's probably just dead. Snapcaster. Do we have a bowl down here for you, buddy? Can you go get a bowl for me? Alright, so Blood Moon ended up killing us this game. And again, like, I only played the Blood Moon because they didn't have a second basic island. This is definitely not a matchup for this card. There you go, there's a bowl. Have some crackers, enjoy. Okay, so we're gonna cut a bunch of these more awkward counter spells and just bring in a bunch of sweepers here. This is probably a fine matchup for Entrancing Melody, actually. A lot of sweepers. Seems fine to trim. This is a fine tempo card. Do I want to trim another mana leak here? It's probably fine. Let's do this. The Vans and Sander were great. I was expecting Attune and... if they were going to do anything to the format, the Attune and Rogue Refiner needed to go, right? The red bannings are really interesting, though. It's nice that they're, like, taking precautions that, like, we know this is going to be obnoxious, so let's, like, nip it now. Yeah, we're going to play Standard after this league. That's what the stream title says. We're going to play... They're probably on 4 Caverns. I mean, we don't really care about 4 Caverns, right? Like, I got like, what, two counter spells left in my deck? This is fine. I think leaving 2 counter spells in my deck against potential Caverns is not a big deal. Yeah, that seems great. Opt on 1 into Abrade / Izzet Charm on 2. And I have a Wurmcoil Engine for somewhere down the line here. Gross. I want to bottom that, actually. Just, like, look for some lands here. Is it too aggressive to just Abrade this? Is that unreasonable? I feel like that's not unreasonable. I just drew another Snapcaster Mage. I'm just gonna kill this. This card's been really impressive. Like, does so much. Just a good clean 1-for-1 there. We lose a little bit of tempo on... Do they not have a play? They don't have a play on 2? That's so good for us. Snap and opt / hold an Izzet Charm up here. Attempt to snap it up. I'm really glad I bought him that roast. Like, you probably could have made an argument for keeping the roast there, but I'm glad we did not do such things, since like, we're struggling to hit land drops here. Bill. Entrancing Melody. I'm just gonna do that now. Get Spell Pierce, I'm gonna be a little sad. Thing. Control Magic, your 2/2. And this is other merfolk. So important to note that because this is other merfolk you control, so I wouldn't have wanted to mind control a Lord of Atlantis there. But mind controlling Master of the Pearl Trident is fine because this one won't power up their merfolk. It's also kind of funny, like in the late game, you can snap Entrancing Melody too, which is sweet. Yeah, Melody it's one of our... So Melody and Engineer Explosive are like our answers to like killing Shadow, basically, right? We certainly put the Fear of Blood Moon in them. I'm just gonna loot here. I think I'm gonna loot here, right? Nope, it's in the sideboard. Deck list is on the screen for you. If you're on mobile, hit exclamation point deck or look under the stream, you'll find a link. Or 2 melodies on the board. What is in their hand? It's like been waiting for a cavern to cast your spells? I guess, sure. That actually makes my Merfolk Island walk, which is kind of funny. End step snap Abrade and kill this. That was strange. I think I'm happy with how I boarded. Happy with what we did there. Yeah, it seems decent. A little clunky, but I guess we have a cantrip to round it out, so like, we just need to like hit a third land and then snap opt and hopefully find our next land. Play a relic on one again, tilt. dailymtg.com, where you can see the WotC information for ban lists and stuff like that. Alright, so the Snapcaster Mage is probably just going to be an ambush play for this game, which is fine. Sure. Love that. I don't know about more tune, it's definitely different though. It's a different list than we played yesterday. This is a... Oh, that's a good question. This is not another donation deck list. I have to read your entire comment. This is... I kind of liked what we played yesterday, and I decided to run it back with some changes. Sure. Yep, the bannings are live on Magic Online, so... I already had the cards for this deck in my account, so we're starting with this today, but after we finish this league, I'm going to probably play a standard league with Grixis. Little clunky that Snapcaster wasn't able to cantrip there, but... There aren't really, actually, cats of Spawn of Satan. Could you point out a few that you think are good? Because I don't really think there's any very good ones. But Alkin Shackles and Threads of Disloyalty are both pretty mediocre in the format. I think most of the ones that are in the format have pretty significant downsides in some way or another. That's not okay. I'm glad there was a cap after. It's like that's not a control magic card. Really just want to draw lands for like the next 3 turns. Ping, Fraser done. Boom, 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 boom. We're literally playing that card in the deck. It's called Entrancing Melody. That's what we're talking about. So prior to Entrancing Melody, there really wasn't a good control magic card in Modern. I mean, I think it's like one of the many medium tier 2 decks that people play. I think anything you pull up Goldfish, if you pull up MTG Goldfish, anything that's like not on their front page that's like in the format is probably kind of medium. Sure. Okay, here's a question. If they don't do anything here, do I just like end step bounce a land? Do I just counter this and draw a card? I feel like I just want to make sure I get to draw a card here. Deal. Okay. No, they didn't even mention Legacy. It's fine. I mean, the actual problem in Legacy is, what's it called? What are those cards called? I'm blanking on them. Fetch lands are the actual problem in Legacy. Fetch lands are the reason Brainstorm's too good. Fetch lands are the reason Delve spells are too good. Fetch lands are the reason... Fetch lands are basically to blame for all of every format's problem. Sure. They're just flooding out here. They like kept in, they just like boarded too much and like boarded in all these relics and crap and just like can't actually play Magic. Isn't casting Anger of the Gods here? Seems loose, but I kind of just want to use my mana. I just want to like use my mana here. Like I don't have a ton of health gain. I guess we have the Wurmcoil. Like if these get tempoed a little bit, I don't want to fall too far behind. And like once I hit my 6th land, I'm just gonna be like tapping out for a couple of turns. So like I feel like I might as well just 1-for-1 here. If 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so we can leak a master. Not even that master's that scary, right? No, the fixing isn't why fetch lands are too good. The fact that they're able to deal damage to you, and the fact that what's the other thing? What's the other word I'm blanking on? The fact that they're able to deal damage to you, and then that's a draw. Just play this out here on 2 preemptively. Slide that right on out there. Another counterspell? Smells like another counterspell, right? Okay. Wouldn't be surprised if they have a 3rd counterspell in their hand too, just like they haven't been playing anything. Happy to get value on this mana leak while they're on 6 lands though. Like, if we end up just trading 2 for 2 here, I think that exchange is fine for us. Modern's fine. Depends on what you're looking to get out of a format. There's a lot of different decks. It's like, you have to accept that, like, no matter what you're playing, there's going to be matchups where you can't win, but, like, that's a feature. It's not a bug. Seems to be their intention for the format. Bolt this Mutavault, take 2, hopefully rip a land, and play Wurmcoil next turn, just end the game. That's the thing that stuck out to me yesterday. I really kind of love the Wurmcoils in this deck. They feel pretty fantastic. Just, like, they're so good against so many things, and they stabilize the board so hard. God, that was a good one to get out of their hand there. Am I willing to Anger of the Gods here? I think so. Again, just want to preserve my health total. This is 2 costs and it's quick speed, so I can do that later. No, don't be ban crazy. Like the cards, Wizards of the Coast has been doing a good job, right? Like the things they got rid of are actual problems. I don't know. Like, they play Standard regardless of if it's fun, right? It's like, people like the rest of us, like, when Standard's not fun, we go do something else. Those are the people that these Standard bannings are for. Alright. Stick this in there and see how it goes. Alright, that resolved. Loot Zombie! Hey Jeff, been a lurking fan for 3 years now. Got some Amazon fun bucks to spend on the holidays, which in turn gives me the ability to donate. Want to see a league where you tweak and play the Bant Glittering Wish deck? Deal. Into the queue. What I enjoy playing the most. I've been enjoying Legacy recently. The Land Nauseam deck that we played on stream a bit, I really like. Like, they can hit us for 3 here, because that's unblockable, but, like, my Wurmcoil cracks back for 6, so... Concession Wurmcoil? Ooh, another big Mamma Jamma. I love me some big Mamma Jammas. He's big and he's hangry. Down to 8, up to 15. Or just turns the corner so hard. The Cobra Kiki build would be the build I would recommend. Just gonna flash this in. Maybe I'm honestly not supposed to make them crack this, because like they just don't have a lot of gas, right? So maybe I'm not supposed to get them to like cantrip into more gas. But like putting a 5/6 on the table here is pretty good when I have like this plus this to clear the way for lethal next turn. It's like your move. I don't know what Planeswalker Teferi does. Yep. Could not tell you the text box on Planeswalker Teferi offhand. Gearhulk is great. He's a big boy, and I am a fan. Abrade's been phenomenal. Another 2-mana card, that would be great. Okay, so this is gonna tempo my Wurmcoil Engine a touch, but like I'm gonna get to like trade this Engineered Explosives for like their 2/2 drops here, and like my Torrential Gearhulk is bringing the beat down here. So we're gonna take 7 on this attack though, down to 8. So they can fire this up and it'll be a 4/4. But then I just get to go crack this, abrade this. Oh, this doesn't have Island Walk. Oh god, that's so good for us. Lord, that's good for us. Alright, well, I guess I'm doing this. I'm just gonna mess their board up here. Just kill them in 2. Kill 3 here. I mean, Greenway Hate Bears is a terrible deck, and Griselbrand's a really sweet, powerful deck, so I would choose the sweet, powerful deck. I really don't like Hate Bears decks in Modern. I think they're really anemic. I think this format's got a lot of powerful things you can be doing in it, like casting Leonin Arbiter for 2 mana is not one of them. Oh no, not a Branch Walker. How can I ever keep up with all this value? Need more fish? Good, I'm glad you're eating. So like, again, when you're making changes to a Magic deck or adding cards or subtracting cards, you want to be asking yourself the question, what am I fixing with this change? And like, what goal, to what end are you trying to like get Liliana the Last Hope in the deck? What is it doing for you? What problem is it solving? What is it accomplishing by being added to your deck? And I think if you really think about that question, you think about like, well, how does Kiki Court lose consistently? You're going to find that she doesn't answer any of those questions for you. I'll play this Gearhulk out, right? Raid your thing. Kill you. I think Griselbrand's really sweet. If I had to pick a deck that was, geez, someone already has an undefeated trophy. If I had to pick a deck that I thought might be like a breakout for the upcoming Pro Tour for Modern, I think Griselbrand would definitely be on my short list. That sounds great, right? I actually want to lead on Basic Mountain here, right? Because like I don't have an opt, and I like don't want to fetch a Steam Bench with this. I want to fetch a Basic Island. So if they give me something to bolt on one, I want to do it off of this. Hey, Z621 with the 213 subscription. Thank you very much and welcome back. I really do appreciate that. It's for re-upping. Basic Swamp. Interesting. Wurmcoil Engine. Excellent. Excellent. Usually, if you're a true professional with this deck, you'll wait till you have 6 lands in play to draw this card. It's impossible to know what Wizards of the Coast is thinking about banning or unbanning. Especially in Modern. Like they don't share their data. Alright, so we get to Bolt a Bob, we get to Mana Link a Goyf. Actually, I get to Bolt a Goyf, right? right? Because this is going to be I feel like I get to shed a single tear every time I get to kill a Tarmogoyf with a lightning bolt. And if they cycle a Street Wraith in response to this, I might just like close the stream and concede. Or like the number of times you get to kill a Tarmogoyf with lightning bolt are like few and far between, speaking from a long-term experience. No, I'm going to update what's it called? Some deck list that I have. Grixis control deck list that we played last season. I'm actually going to go ahead and Electrolyze my opponent here, because I really just want to hit my 4th land drop. Or like hit a cantrip that's going to help me hit my 4th land drop. Fries are done. That's excellent. Ideally, we want to hit 6 and 6 turns here, right? Yeah, this is the type of matchup where like all right, here's my Wurmcoil Engines. Let's go. Got 3 of them. Hoblin Rabble Master. I'm just gonna mana leak this. Our mana leaks are going to get to a point where, like, they don't do anything at sometime soon, so I think getting these leaks in while there's still live cards is ideal here. I know I could snap bolt this and, like, kind of put a clock on the table, but, like, the odds of them not having spot removal are low. I'm not cracking this fetch land because that's going to get basic island anyways, and I don't want to thin a land out of my deck here. Cryptic Command's Destra. As far as, like, draws that weren't lands go, that was close to the top. They play a 2-drop. I think I'm pretty obligated to just Spell Snare it. Or do they have a stop in their own draw step? Weird. Lands, please. Cantrips. Hey, 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 yo, hey, yo, hey, hey, yo, hey, yo, Alright, if they don't give us anything to Snapcaster interact with this turn, I might just Snap Electrolyze them just to, like, again, propel us towards our land drops for these Wurmcoils. This is a Thoughtseize. I need to Cryptic Command it, because I want to keep my Wurmcoil Engine. Inquisition, I might just let it resolve. Yeah, let's just counter this, draw a card. This might get me in a little bit of trouble for having used my Spell Snare last turn if they stick a powerful 2-drop here, but just stone nothing, huh? Alright. Well, I have my 6 lands now. So I think I'm just going to fetch this island, because now I don't want to draw anymore, right? So, like, let's just go ahead. Like, the thinning's marginal either way, but now that I definitely don't want to draw more lands, we can do that. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. This is my worm, daddy. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Oh, good call. I didn't notice that they are in fact missing triple black. This is my worm. My worm is amazing. Give Maelstrom Pulse, maybe? Deal. Any advice? Do it because you enjoy doing it, not because you expect to make money. Hand of Fatal push for the life linker. God bless. How do you think they're gonna feel about the second Wurmcoil Engine? How do you think this one makes them feel on the inside? Let me tell you about the 3 Wurmcoil Engines I have put into my deck. They are fantastic. They are phenomenal. 10 out of 10, would recommend. If they have, like, terminate this into a pulse, they get to clean up all 3 of the tokens, but if they don't have that, they're going to be pretty thoroughly ranched here. They're probably close to uninstalling. So you let me untap? Oh, geez. Oh, they're going to kill this. Can we draw a Cryptic Command? Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I'm so hot and bothered right now. This is so phenomenal. This is so phenomenal. I get to, like, Cryptic Command, counter your removal spell, bolt for lethal. That's a bold shock. I feel like if they were going to kill this during my upkeep, they should have, on my turn, they should have done it during my upkeep. Because, like, I drew this Cryptic Command, which is, like, kind of the Stone Perfects. We just, like, animating Raging Ravine? Sure. Sure. Oh, how about, what if I just, like, tap it like it's hot? Yeah, it's like dealer's choice, right? Like it's like a build your own adventure book. Pick your favorite way to win. Alright, so we're doing this matchup. This is an Entrancing Melody, Engineered Explosives matchup. This is a Roast matchup. I actually don't think Blood Moon Stellar here. I want to leave a couple in because answering their creature lands with it is fine, but I don't think this is a, I really want Blood Moon in this matchup, so I'm going to leave all of them in, especially on the draw. Like, I'm not looking to screw people with this card out of getting them to not play Magic. I'm looking to, like, stress their colors out to make it a little bit awkward for them. Honestly, I could even see just going down to 1, just like I have Bolts and Abrades to answer their creature lands. I think Mana Leak's pretty anemic on the draw. I'm just going to leave in a mix here. I'm going to cut 2 Leaks and a Remand. I don't think I want this third Abrade. Think I want this third Abrade. Remand's like okay because like the floor is it cycles. Like all of these cards that don't impact the board kind of suck, but like at least Remand cycles itself in the late game. Well, they play Rabble. Yeah, that's a good call. I definitely want Abrade. They play Rabble Master. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna cut another Remand then. Yeah, that's a good insight and fantastic suggestion. I don't think just Bob is enough, but I think once you add in Rabble Master, it becomes enough. I don't think this matchup warrants. Keep the Wurmcoil decks coming, Bionic Broccoli, with the cheers. Thank you very much. No, stop hitting my keyboard. Stop hitting my keyboard. Tiny child. You're Brett. All right, I'm gonna submit like this. I don't think this is an anger matchup. No, stop it. I'm gonna kick you off my lap. Yeah, the new Negate is beautiful. Look at this excellent Hearthstone hand. Just never lose if we got a resource every turn. The bomb missed. I would like to mulligan. Alright, yeah, it seems pretty good, right? Thought I clicked mulligan there by mistake. This is actually Jacob. Declan's upstairs sleeping. Izzet Charm is great in this matchup, actually. It kills Rabble Master and it kills Dark Confidant, and it also spell pierces Lily out of the Veil. So like this is actually a good example of like where this card's really flexible and great. Yeah, Green Black Tron's a great deck and Hate Bears is a terrible deck, so you're making a good decision. That's true too. Tron and Storm are like 2 decks that like I would like be on the radar for of like things that could be banned post Pro Tour. If your modern deck getting banned out from under you would cause you financial distress, you should probably wait till after the Pro Tour to buy one. Yeah, you're cute. Anything about the Madcap blue red decks? I'm not a huge fan of any of the blue red combo decks. I'm not. Haven't been impressed with them. We actually have a couple of blue red breach decks in the donation queue that we're gonna get to probably later this week because I wanna like play them again to confirm that like my gut reaction and my past experience with them is still true. But I just haven't been impressed with them anytime I've played with or against them. It's 2 years. We have been shit talking Hate Bears for going on 2 years, haven't we? It's been a long time. And it's been a while. They'll snap ban Colonnade. Look, Jeskai Control won a Pro Tour and that deck didn't get banned, so Probably fine with the other one. We actually can bolt the Tarmogoyf in here. Probably going Steam Vents Bolt, whatever 2-drop they play. Smells like Dank Confidant. Collective Brutality. That's rude. Dealer's Choice opponent. I bet they take the Izzet Charm. If they have Liliana, they want to take this. Oh, okay. Nick Fit is in the donation queue. You need to build that one. That was why I didn't do it yesterday, because I didn't feel like building it. I'm not fetching here because I want a basic island with this. It's kind of weird that they took the Bolt and didn't take the Snapcaster. Oh, they couldn't take the Snapcaster, right. This is Brutality, not the other one. What do you need? You need a fort? Yeah, okay, I'll be right back. I have to build a fort. It'll be like 30 seconds. BRB. Got a fort? Okay, dead fort construction. Dead fort construction. Jacob, here. Jacob. Or do you want more food? Want more food too? Okay. We're working on communication. Hey, Yellow Hat with the host. Thank you. And folks coming over from the Seeds channel. Playing a little bit of Modern Blue Moon this afternoon. What's your rate as a contractor? I need a fort too. Gonna bottom it on land tier. Looking for that third, fourth, fifth, sixth land so we can get to our worm daddies on time. Oh, we want our worm daddies on time. It depends on where you are. Depends on where you are. Jacob doing his best impression of Team Energy players, right? Okay, what do we got here, friendo? Double spell turn would be kind of scary. Kalitas? Chandra, you know I have a Spell Pierce in my hand. They knew this card was here from the Collective Brutality, so they must have like a Liliana and no fifth land, maybe? The real question is, do I snap opt on my turn if I miss a land drop? I think I'm supposed to. Hopefully we hit a land drop and then have snap Izzet Charm up. Would be ideal. Survey says... Alright, I think because I hit the snare, I'm just gonna pass here. Jacob! You can't sit on top of it, buddy. It's just couch cushions. The microphone was muted on purpose to save you from having to listen to a 3-year-old having a meltdown in the background. He has been fatally pushed. Are there fatal pushes in your deck, post-board opponent? Terminates. Okay, that makes sense. That's an aggressive terminate. I guess they're at 14. So, if we hit a couple of land drops, we're in a great spot. If we don't, we might be in trouble depending on what they have. I don't know why they have this stop in their draw step. Yeah. I'm gonna see them untap these lands and move to their main phase here because they don't know what's going on. The opponent must be new to Magic Online. You think I'm happy to let this resolve here? I can snap lightning bolt this. This mana leak's probably dead at this point, which is a good example of why there's only one mana leak in my deck post board. The standard bans are great. Lack of modern bans was expected. Lack of legacy bans is disappointing. But, you know, they're trying to fix their premier product, so that's good for us. Land or cantrip. Land or cantrip. Either one. Survey says. I mean, I think I actually just don't want to play that, right? Like, their land, they can fetch a basic forest. We're semi-cold to Rebel Master. That's interesting. I kind of just wanted to be resource efficient there. Like, the bottleneck of my hand is, like, resources. We are going to be a little bit cold to Rebel Master. Come on. Oh, good lord. I mean, I guess they're flooding and dying, so, like, probably shouldn't complain. Our deck has a lot more cantrips in it than theirs. Like, we opted twice this game, right? Yeah, I opted twice this game. We snap opted earlier. Hey, Rogue Ninja with the brand new 49-a-month subscription. Thank you very much and welcome. I do appreciate that. As always, subs are the best way you can show support for my content here. Thank you, thank you. All right. Hard pressed to lose this game now. They could have gotten in under this Cryptic Command, something scary, but like, oh no, please don't kill my Snapcaster Mage. How will I ever win the game? At some point, this Fatcaster Mage will come down. Bring the pain. Screw usually beats Flood. So. Going and set enough. That's bad beats for them. I'd just like to say thank you to everyone that's hanging out here today. Playing some Modern. We're going to play some Standard as a follow-up here in a little bit. My name is Jeff Hoagland. If you're enjoying what you see, please make sure you hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything, helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see, please consider subscribing on Twitch like Rogue Ninja just did. That is the best way you can support my content here. The more subscribers I have, the more often I am able to stream. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com. I'd love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout there, you'll save 8% on your singles orders. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, bags. They really do it all. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from a wide range of custom artwork they have on their website. And finally, SpareDeck.com. They offer kind of a neat service. They will rent you any physical, standard, or modern deck. Let's say you want to try something like this Blue Moon deck, but you don't own all these cards. You can rent them from SpareDeck to kind of try before you buy. It's also a great service if you're someone that plays mostly online and wants to play in paper on occasion. Seems a touch awkward with the Desolate Lighthouse, Izzet, and like this being tapped, but like I think this is a fine keep. The standard bans are great. Hey, 1777577 with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. Probably mono blue end. Ancestral Vision, so either mono blue end or something terrible. Nope. Nope, Amazon. Okay, it's just something weird. Some kind of as foretold control deck, maybe. Turn back to myself here. Ooh, yeah, so good drawing them lands. If this is a control mirror. This loot house is probably going to be great. All right, so this Electrolyze probably isn't going to have a ton of text in this matchup, so I'm just going to go ahead and use it to send 2 points of damage upstairs and draw a card here. Opt, sweet. Snapcaster Opt is so great. It's like Bolt Snap Bolt, only you get to draw some cards. Basically my bread and butter. It's delish. Delish. Yeah, standard format seems like it could be neat. We're going to play, assuming this league doesn't take forever, we're going to play some standard after this event. All right, so I'm going to opt here at end step, but I don't think I want to... Do I want another land? How greedy is it to bottom this? Let me keep this. Need to get to 6 lands here. Hey. All right, so we're gonna remand this AV, and then we have Snare plus Izzet Charm to fight over it. The shock there probably represents Cryptic Command. Thank you, Rogue. Yeah, that's perfect, actually. That's perfect. I posted it on Twitter. God bless. All right, let's go ahead and send this back where it came from. I think there's always going to be people upset no matter what you do. So you should always take the line that makes your game the most fun. If they think making their game the most fun involves bannings, then they should be bannings. Hopefully this is a Cryptic Command and we get to Spell Pierce them. God bless. This is such a blowout. Okay, this is kind of interesting. Do I want to... I could counter the Ancestral Vision. Now, the Ancestral Vision is going to be too late to matter, probably. The Wurmcoil is a little bit awkward here because my opponent's playing a Path to Exile deck, so, like, my opponent's just going to get to path this Wurmcoil, but it is what it is. We're just going to jam it next turn still anyways. Would love to draw a Blood Moon here so we can turn off some of their lands. Cut them off of some blue mana. Torrential Gearhulk. That'll be good down the line. Such a basic island, so I'm really not looking to draw more lands at this point. Jam this Wurmcoil. In the event they don't have a path, this is gonna swing the game very quickly. I'm actually glad we're playing a matchup like this. Ancestral Visions isn't very traditional, like the type of deck my opponent's playing, but like I'm interested to see how my threat base plays out against a Path to Exile based control deck. Because it's definitely Wurmcoil is very good against Jund, like we saw in the last match, but this is definitely a place where it's going to be lacking a little bit. That being said, like, we do have infinite basics in our deck, so, like, give them the D-Sphere. Alright. Little Sunny D in our lives. Is it aggressive to just... Just gonna Electrolyze my opponent here. Like, shock you, draw a card, I think, while they're tapped out. Is it better to opt? I don't think so. I think I want to just get some damage in. I don't expect this to live, is the thing. I'm expecting this to eat it at some point here. Like, immediately even, so I want to just get some damage in, I think. Do I want to play another land here? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll play one more land. That's probably going to be my last one. We'll start looting them away to this lighthouse. Probably start with Snap Opt next turn, just get some pressure going. I can snap opt plus loot this turn. If they try and counter this, I can snap Remand it. I can also snap Izzet Charm if they play Cryptic Command. And snap Izzet Charm still leaves me enough to snap this opt. It's nice. Feels like a Cryptic Command the way they're tapping. Yeah, so we get to do this. I'd rather draw an extra card here, right? So one of the tricks you can do with Remand in these Control Mirror matches is that you can Remand your own spell, and then this Cryptic Command's going to lose its only target, so it'll be countered upon resolution. So I'm going to end up with a Snapcaster in my hand, and their Remand's going to get countered here. We'll draw a card. So like I stopped their Cryptic Command, and I drew a card, so that feels pretty good. No, this is me deciding I wanted to play Blue Moon some more. You know, for better or worse, is fun. Yeah, I feel like whenever they post shit like that, Punishing Waterfalls, I'm just like, this is you taunting me. This is you like, neener, we have all this data, we just don't share it. I'm trying to snap opt here. God bless you, Rogue. God bless you. That might actually have text still at this point in the game, right? I'm gonna keep a mana leak, I think. Because it's a loot house. Because it's a loot house. It's not, I don't even, so people think data allows you to break formats. It doesn't. Data helps prevent formats from being broken by letting you see what people are doing and have better ways to attack them through groupthink. So 4, 11. I think I actually want, I'm bad at counting. I think I want a 10th mana here. So my opponent's Ancestral Recall is going to come off of Suspend this turn. So hopefully they're going to draw up to 10 cards, play a land, and then move to hand size and discard 2. So basically we're going to generate some virtual card advantage by them just not being able to hold all of their cards. I am not a fan of the combo versions of this deck. They always feel clunky and awkward to me, but I also haven't played a ton with them, so take my feedback with a grain of salt. Supreme Verdict kind of sucks here. Yeah, that kind of sucks. I guess it means I'm gonna need to stick this Batterskull, which feels good. Do I want to activate this Lighthouse here? Yeah, it's just like always loot, right? Yep, ding. Okay, so they discard 1 card there. I guess I could have just remanded that Ancestral Vision, like tried to beat down that way. Maybe that wouldn't have been the worst. Let's see if this resolves before I do anything. And I think I'm actually just going to pass the turn here. I want to leave up 3 plus a Remand and a Mana Leak. This is definitely one of our better cards in this matchup, the Batterskull. We can bounce it and replay it and just keep reproducing the Germ. I don't think yeah, this is fine. We're just gonna settle in for the long game here. I think we have plenty of tools to fight a long game in this game, so just gonna grab my basic island, bounce this Batterskull to my hand, and just like settle in here. I do need to play a little bit faster because I'm actually down on clock here a touch, which could matter in this matchup. No, they said they weren't going to ban anything before the Pro Tour. That's 5, I think. Looks like 5. We have 2 more basics in my deck, so if they want to like keep pathing this, that's fine with us. Cryptic Commanding me. How about if I remand my own spell? Entrancing Melody is a card that lets you interact with Tarmogoyf and Death Shadow profitably. It's a Logic Knot. Disallow targeting Remand. Alright, how about I remand my Remand and then I remand my Batterskull? They have 4 cards left in their hand. This is going to give them a window to stick something, but, like, I think that's fine. Yo, dog. I feel like we won there. I don't know. Even if we lose this game, I feel like we won that stack, so, like, I'm satisfied. Yeah, maybe. I have these mana leaks, so I can just like I have this loot house, so I can just like loot this mana this thing away. And cast the Serum Visions. I think so. This card's kind of scary. That's a good draw. So I'm gonna bottom this, top this. And I'm gonna go snap Serum Visions and then jam that Blood Moon. Yeah, those are also cards I want to draw, right? Top here. Oh, you know what? I probably should have fetched a basic island in between there. Need to play a little bit faster here. Let's do this. This will turn off their. This turns their search into a glorified scry every turn. Well, I can just pay 3 here, right? And then I can mana leak their second mana leak here. Alright, we came out ahead there too. They could flip their Azcanta, like, have a second D-Sphere in their hand, but, like, they have 1 card left, right? So, like, it feels like we're pretty firmly in the driver's seat here. If we get to untap, we'll have Cryptic Snare up. Don't give me the D opponent. Alright, yeah, that should probably be the game. Yeah, definitely hitting our land drops early was definitely important here. Jam this Batterskull. And, like, part of the reason why we have more mana than our opponent is because they pathed us twice, right? So, like, 2 of our lands are thanks to them. Yeah, every time they've cast Cryptic Command to try and get ahead, we've just, like, put them firmly in the ground for trying to do it. Running Harvest Pyre for now. Yeah, I think Harvest Pyre is a little awkward in our 6 Snapcaster Mage deck, so... Yeah, Remand was basically 2 mana Cryptic every time I cast it, wasn't it? Alright, so double Cryptic, Spell Snare to their 2 cards, so they should just be dead here. Yeah, got my no buttons. Stop it. I haven't streamed a lot of Snapcaster Bolt decks, but I've played a lot of Snapcaster Bolt decks in Modern. It's been a while, but it feels like home. So Wurmcoil's kind of awkward, but, like, I feel like it makes them have to have the Path to Exiles in their deck. I think my last cut here is this Lightning Bolt. I can't get this Explosives up to 3, so I don't think that's worth bringing in. The new Negate is so beautiful. This card is phenomenal, the artwork on it. Love the artwork on this card. Stand up for a little bit, my back's starting to hurt. I think I like sideboarding like this. Any thoughts? Comments from the peanut gallery? I think 2 Blood Moons is fine. Like, I don't expect it to, like, turn my opponent's mana off, but it's going to cut them off of Cryptic Commands in a lot of spots, and it's going to, what's the word I'm searching for? It's going to turn their Search for Azcant's off. So I think I like leaving a couple in. It's only creature rape. Surgical would be pretty good here. God bless Twitch chat. God bless. God bless. Yeah. Yeah, I like a couple, but I don't want to bring in more than that, I don't think. What are we eating? Like, if I could get Engineered Explosive minus 1 Leak. Leak is great in this matchup. Leak, these games often come down to, like, this big counter war where, like, everyone taps out, and Mana Leak's a hard counter in those. No, you should just draw your Anger of the Gods. This game's great. We have 3 Wurmcoils. Also, opponent turn 1 suspended Ancestral Visions last game and lost. So just, that felt good. Just like, if you suspend this card on turn 1 and can't win, this card's probably garbage. It's probably a giant steaming pile of donkey poop. Hopefully we can draw another land or 2 here. It was worse in the second Stomping Ground. Bikowai. Was not a fan. I think I'm just gonna crack this, go to Steam Vents. Need a red source, so I probably don't want to take too much damage. I guess my health total really doesn't matter. There could be an argument for looting here, but hopefully we just like hit our lands naturally. Opt is also a great way towards hitting our lands naturally. One of the reasons why I think this deck feels so much smoother is getting to play 6 cantrips is kind of great. Like, 4 Opt and 2 Serum Visions feels really good. I would like to negate this and then lose to your counterspell, which is unfortunate. But I think I just need to make them do this here. This way we can hopefully win the fight over the Ancestral Visions next turn. Which spell? Exactly what I want. Okay. So next turn we'll negate this AV. Just remand the AV, JK. JK, remand the AV. I think it's the best mix of those 2 spells for this deck. The fact that Snapcaster Mage can't snap back the other card is a big deal, I think. They brought in Engineered Explosives against me. I guess it cleans up Wurmcoil tokens? Oh, it lets them kill. This kills Blood Moon. That's smart. No, I don't think I want to do that. I think I just want more action. I think one of the things people do poorly with these types of decks all the time is putting too much air in their decks and not enough actual action density. And I like having a high action density in this deck. This is the 23rd land, which is basically a spell land, so I think that's good for us. I'm not really interested in like putting fluff in my deck, basically, is what it comes down to. I want my bombs to actually kill my opponent. Yeah, because this will be red. So if I moon them, this would be red, blue, white. So Engineered Explosive would then be able to kill Blood Moon. I think because we have Torrential Gearhulks, Opt is much better. I think if we didn't have Torrential Gearhulks, I might still favor Serum Visions, but I'm not 100% sure. There's been a lot of games where we just like pass with Snapcaster Bolt up and then like Snapcaster Opt when they don't give us something to Snapcaster Bolt, and it feels really good. I could loot here, but I kind of like all of the cards in my hand, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and snap this Opt. We're now up like 10 seconds on clock here, so that feels good. Yeah, I've seen the Young Pyromancer playing out of the board in some of these decks. It seems interesting. Are we gonna fight over this? Please Cryptic Command me. You Field of Ruining me? Sure. Deal. Get one of my many basics. God, having so many basics in this deck feels so good. It feels so good. It's unreal. It's one of the things I like about this deck, for sure. Kind of looking for a land at this point, right? I think Mana Leak's fine. I think I'll take Mana Leak. If I was going to have to move to hand size without hitting a land drop there, I think I'd have waited. I think if my opponent doesn't do anything next turn, I'm going to end step, Cryptic, Bounce your Search for Scan to draw a card, expecting it not to resolve, just so I don't have to move to hand size if I break on a land. Yeah, so again, we're kind of choked on mana here, so I want to just use my resources whenever possible, I think. Even if we lose this Cryptic Command in a 1-for-1 trade, I think that's still fine, because I'm getting to spend my resources this turn. Bounce that, draw a card. And their hand's, like, obviously full of goodies, right? Like, they haven't been the last 2 turns off of this, so I think this is a fine exchange for this. I timed that person out. I didn't actually ban them. I just timed them out. A Cryptic Command out of them too kind of feels bad here. Hopefully this is a logic knot. This is a Cryptic Command I feel kind of bad because then they got to 1-for-0 me. I timed that person out because they were trying to validate their deck by saying I have results, and that's not a valid choice here. People with bad decks do well all the time. You want to be an adult and talk about why the deck is good and use actual, like, use your words, that's fine. But just like, hey, I won a thing with it isn't good enough. That's just like dick waving. I don't want that in my chat. Yes, yeah, exactly. Hey, the base bear with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I do appreciate that. Trying to hit a land drop here. We might fall behind this game because they have lands and we don't. Okay, good hit. This actually lets us triple counterspell next turn, which feels good. They are down to 10 as well, so like, if we like burn them out of resources, these Fatcaster Mages could probably steal the game. Like, when you just like, it's just like it shuts down discussion. When you're like talking about the highs and lows of things, if your answer is just like, well, I'm doing good with it, like you can't have a response to that that's not like emotionally based, right? I would rather hear a discussion that says, I think this deck is good because, and then talk about why you think it's good. Like that's how you actually have a discussion and talk about the ups and downs of things. All right, that negate resolving was surprising. They have some other threat they want to slam here, perhaps? Bolt's not a terrible draw here. They're at 10. If they take this hit, they're going to 8. You know, path me? That would be sweet. Yeah, buddy. God bless. It's fantastic. I should probably fetch a Steam Vents tap with the Scalding Tarn at some point. Fat bolt, fat bolt. Okay, they're down to 9. This bolt puts them at virtual 6. Feels good. We're up 45 seconds on clock, so I feel like we're winning this game on a number of metrics right now. The search for Azcanta could be kind of annoying, but it's probably not the end of the world. When they go to activate it, they're going to give us a chance to like have mana to punish them. We're just Steam Vents here. Ding. That gives me 8 mana, which means I can Cryptic leak Izzet Charm here. If my opponent activates the search for Azcanta during my end step, I'm going to go ahead and bounce it to their hand in response. I don't know. From the few games I've played Blood Sun, I feel like it doesn't actually solve any of Tron's problems, which feels a little awkward. Just paying 3 here. My goal here is to just burn some counterspells out of my opponent, so that way I can like stick these Torrential Gearhulks and not feel too bad about it. Okay. Stroke's a decent one. We have 8 mana, so we can Gearhulk with Stroke up. Getting here. Dispel. Sure. That doesn't counter Snapcaster Mage. Infect's like a solid 5 or 6. Okay, yep, that just happened. Huh. Well then. Awkward. I'm gonna try and kill them. Oh, I guess they can dispel it. That's unfortunate. They have this dispel that I know about. Yeah, playing the bolt was loose. I forgot they had a dispel. Even though it's staring at me in the face. Now I can't hold this Disdainful Stroke for Cryptic Command. Although I guess that would just get dispelled, but like something's getting dispelled at some point, right? Disallow, sure. I'm already through 2 of my Cryptics here. I don't know. The Lotus Rallier shell is definitely what you want to be playing as far as like shells go, but would really like to hit a mana leak here. That way we can snap Cryptic our Wurmcoil Engine and defend it. Negate would also be good. Visions, sure. The problem is they have a dispel that we know about. Bribery is a card that I need to be aware of. My tapping out was a little aggressive there. Now my goal, I think we're pretty far behind now that Bribery happened, so my goal now is to try and get as far up on clock as possible in case we have a long game 3 like we had a long game 1. The opponent's currently down 1.5 minutes on clock. Hopefully I can get them down like 2 to 3 minutes on clock before this game is over. That's unfortunate. I think I'm just opting here to get through. I want the Snapcaster Mage that's on top of my deck, I'm pretty sure. We're just going to opt and draw that. I guess I wouldn't mind a Negate. Now I'm going to dig for Negate or Mana Leak here, I think. Get punished, probably. Wurmcoil of our own. Alright. Did the path. Did do a lot here. They have 2 Azcanta searches to find something here, potentially. Yep. And I'm gonna make them click through this, because like I said, I think just being up an extra minute on clock is fine. So, kill me. Grixis Shadow has the most finishes on MTG Goldfish. Probably great. If I had objective data to show you, I'd show you objective data, but we don't have objective magic data. Magic data is all based on feelings. I want this extra Blood Moon. I feel like I probably want the extra Blood Moon, especially on the play. Like an extra bolt out of my deck. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just try and get him. Let's get him. Get him, chat. Turn 3 Blood Moon. Get him. After this league, I intend to play a league with Standard, maybe? I don't know. We'll see how long this takes. This is kind of going long. This is a 2-hour league. It might be all we do today. Yeah, we've got Negates and Mana Leaks and stuff. If they resolve it, they resolve it. We've got Wurmcoil Engine, too. I think Anger for Secure the Waste is really narrow. I think I'd rather have Bolts as reach. And it's fine. Gets to make a bunch of land drops is what we want to do here. Doesn't have a lot of basic islands in it, but also doesn't have a Blood Moon in the opener, so it's probably fine. Do not have an educated or informed opinion on this standard format because I haven't played it. Could be great, could be terrible. Don't actually know. Hopefully it's great. Last 2 have been pretty bad. I think EE for Azcanta is really narrow. I think I'd rather just counterspell it or Blood Moon it once they flip it over. They have had Ancestral Visions on turn 1, 3 out of 3 games. I guess they won one of them, right? Probably just gonna cantrip this. Yep, those are spoons. Just down 2. Torrential Gearhulk is my favorite tribe. That's why I'm playing him in Modern. Is that allowed? Can Torrential Gearhulk be my favorite tribe, or is that frowned upon? Hopefully find a Remand or a Negate here. We get Snap Op to dig for some cards here, which feels good. You know, like end step Field of Ruin me. Torrential Gearhulk is also my favorite tribe. God bless. Cycle a land, sure. We mostly just play decks that people donate to play. And this deck kind of struck my fancy. It's been a while since I played a Snap Bolt deck. I mean, like, this is basically a Snapcaster Mage, right? It dies to dog, so it must be a tribe. Oh, I keep giving them value on their stupid Cryptic Commands. That was a bad line on my part. This was a good line, though. So this actually works out pretty well, because it means my opponent can't go get planes with this Field of Runes. Feeling pretty smart and thin right now. Pretty smart and thin. Don't have a third blue ourselves yet, but we're far more likely to find a third blue than they are. Why would I want Goblin Dark Dwellers? I don't even have... Use your words. Why would I want Goblin Dark Dwellers? Can you explain to me what problem do I have that Goblin Dark Dwellers is going to solve for me? God, they just drew their third basic island. There's probably only like 5 islands in their deck. Watch us die just drawing Cryptic Commands, never drawing a third island. I feel really bad. Alright, Remand's a decent draw. It's a little late, but we'll be okay. I think we're just gonna play Drago, hitting land drops here for a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna pass here. There might be merit to just using this aggressively. Yep. You are not a land. Hey. Got 4 more basic islands in our deck. Yeah, and step Snapcaster Op now that I found a third blue. Not quite Snapcaster Tribal, love it. Hey, Gregor the Nerd with the Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I appreciate that. Just looking for more lands at this point, I think. Just want to dig to basic as lands there. I don't think I really want to tap an island. I'm not going to play this other Blood Moon out because my opponent has things like a Detention Sphere in their deck, and I'm not interested in getting my Blood Moon's Detention Sphered. All right, 9 turns, Snapcaster Mage. I believe in you. Let's go. 9 turns, Snappy. Let's go. We're 1 land away from Gearhulk with Remand up, which isn't bad. Negate is an excellent draw. Man, this Snapcaster Mage, he's going the distance. He's going for speed. He's all alone in his time of need. We're having fun yet, opponent? I'm having fun. Land. Ding. Ding. Lets us cast 4 counterspells this turn, which is the perfect number of counterspells, really. Maybe 5 would be the perfect number since I have 5. We're gonna remand the crap out of this Ancestral Vision. It is an Izzet mirror match. Is it a mirror match, or is it? You wanna watch TV? Gearhulk is great in Modern. This card's been very good. Remand you. Please try to Cryptic me. Please try to Cryptic me. Please try to Cryptic me. I'm gonna negate their negate. No, I'm gonna remand my remand. Mana leak, targeting remand. Alright, I'm gonna negate their Ancestral Vision. Man, are we about to lose this counterfight? It feels like I'm about to lose this counterfight. Oh, good. Good. Alright, that's fine. So our remands aren't gonna resolve, but neither did their Ancestral Visions. So I think that's a fair exchange. There might have been an argument to like lead on the negate, so like ultimately I end up remanding their thing, because like remanding that and negating it are probably very similar. That's kind of a tilt. That doesn't matter. Actually just irrelevant. Unfortunate these mana leaks are dead. 6 more turns, Snappy, let's go. Pathing my Snapcaster Mage, deal. Okay. I don't think I want to Fatcaster aggressively here. I think I want to just pass. I guess I get really punished if they have Cryptic Command, right? Yeah, I'm actually just going to play around that. I'm gonna do this and electrolyze them. Really don't want to get Cryptic Commanded. I have 2 cards left. I don't want to give them any kind of advantage. Like, I really don't have a lot of leftovers here. So, because these mana leaks and this Blood Moon doesn't do anything. Izzet Charm would actually be a pretty gas draw, because we could loot through some of this horse crap. And they bin to Cryptic Command. Could play Hogland. No path? No path one time? This is just a Rev for Infinite with a Dispel up. They have 2 cards and they're like Rev. God, what a tilt. Oh, that's a fucking tilt. Oh, I feel like I played this game well. I have to go back and watch the tape. Maybe I messed up. You know what? I think the turning point this game was the turn I negated their Ancestral Vision. The Ancestral Vision ultimately didn't matter. Yeah, the Ancestral Vision ultimately didn't matter, and I should have just led on the negate, so ultimately I remanded it. Because, like, I didn't get draws out of those remands. Yeah, we're not just dead. Like, the game is not 100% over, but we're in a very bad spot now. Whereas before, we were, like, light years ahead. I think the turn that, like, really started to push the game was the turn that they had the 2 counter spells for my 2 remands, and then ultimately I ended up letting the negate happen, and that was a mistake. Alright, that's another bomb. I assume this is getting pathed. Do I want to play this Wurmcoil Engine? I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think I want to wait one more turn. If I wait one more turn, I can Wurmcoil plus Fatcaster negate. Yeah. Yep. And one of the things that's really difficult about games like this is it's often very difficult to pinpoint, like, what turn you really ended up getting behind. And I think it was that turn That turn with the Ancestral Visions. Check my Twitter. There's my sentence. Check my Twitter. You have 6 cards. What are the odds 2 of them aren't counter spells? Oh. Oh, wow, I tapped my lands wrong and now they got to bounce that Blood Moon? Holy crap. Wow. That's loose. Well then. Well then. Okay. Yep. Huh. See if they flip this over. They have 4 cards left in hand. They firing up Colonnade here. Casting Bribery, yep. Yeah, I think so. I think Bribery kills me pretty quickly. Just have so many Dispels on their board. Opponent's definitely better prepared for the Control Mirror than we are, and their paths are very good against our main deck threats. The real shame we don't have a Cryptic Command to punish them tapping out here. God, they played this so poorly, it's kind of unreal. If I just like had a Cryptic Command plus a counterspell here, they'd just lose the game on the spot. Instead, I just have nothing. Feel like we're just kind of fucked no matter what I do. Yeah, we haven't drawn a Cryptic Command in 32 cards. I mean, I could leak it, but like, what am I accomplishing with that mana leak, right? And like, I guess I got value out of a mana leak. Like, yay for me. Like that's the question. The question isn't like what do I do right here. The question I'm like thinking about is like how do I win this game? Like what's the end game? How do I not ultimately lose to this Wurmcoil Engine on the other side of the table? I think I have to Blood Moon them to take them off the Azcanta. Yeah, like playing the other Blood Moon is easy. Again, the question isn't like, what's the line that turn? The thing I'm trying to construct in my mind is, what am I doing 6 turns from now to win the game? Like, how do I ultimately win the game from the position that I'm currently in? That's the question you have to ask yourself as a control player playing these games. It's like, not how do I win right now? How do I eventually, not what do I do right now? How do I eventually win this game as it's going long? I don't think timing them out is an option. They have my 6/6 and they have 2 Celestial Colonnades. This clock's the same regardless, so I'm gonna crack this. Go get my last Steam Vents. An island in my deck too. I guess I'll go get that as well. That changes the clock though, so I'm not gonna do that actually. Maybe Negate can buy us enough time here. Don't mind me, I'll just be over here taking game actions. You activating Azcanta? Don't mind me, I'll just be over here taking game actions. Don't mind me, I'll just be over here taking game actions. The old logic dot while my rest in peace is on the stack. Don't mind me, I'm just over here taking game actions. Yeah! I did not think timeout was going to be good there. I did not think timeout was going to be good there, but I'll take it after we punted that counterspell fight earlier in the match. GG! Man, it feels good to be playing a modern deck where I can punish people who are slow on clock. God, that feels good. All right, we're 3-0. I don't even know if I'm going to have time to finish that league. If we have another control mirror, I probably can't play the 5th match. If I have work I have to get done tonight, so I only stream for like 2 hours or so. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I do appreciate it. We're playing some Blue Moon in Modern. If you're enjoying what you see and you're new to the stream, please make sure you hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything, helps people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see, please make sure you subscribe on Twitch. It's the best way you can support my content here. So that bribery card. That card's cute. Card's cute. Because we have Blood Moon in our deck. By so many Wurmcoils, you mean not quite enough Wurmcoils so I could be playing for? Yeah, if you think your deck needs help against Tron, it seems fine. Is this hand a mulligan? God, I wish I knew what my opponent was playing, right? Like, there's just so many decks in the format where this hand is just like an auto loss. It's just like a mulligan to 5, basically. Logic's not drawback, takes 20 seconds to cast, right? Can I keep this? Can I keep this? Opponent mulliganed. I think I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna hope my opponent's trying to be interactive, and I'm gonna keep this. We've got a lightning bolt for an aggro deck and then an op to try and find some more lands. Please not Grishal Brand or Dredge. Come on, Jund. Please be playing Jund. Please be playing Jund. All right, that's a good start. For those of you that are wondering what good draws look like here, they involve land drops. What? Wurmcoil's got lifelink. It's great against turn 1 Goblin Guide. Uh-oh. Please be a Dark Confidant and not a Cathartic Reunion. Come on. Dark Confidant me. Mardu Pyromancer. VD would keep it. Something fair. Something fair. Something fair. God bless. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and opt here because I would like more lands. And I want them to take my opt. God bless us. Inquisition probably means this hand is gas if we get to 6 in 6 turns. Stop. All right, your move, Yugi boy. Let me tell you about a greedy blue-red control player who you have queued into. Woo, 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 woo. I smell a Jund. Bitter Blossom. Okay. Okay. Opponent came to grind. Love it. Love it. Let's get to snap opt here. Turn 3 Lily would be terrifying. You're not wrong. Chunky Buddha with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much. Thanks for sending your Amazon fun money this way this month. I really appreciate that. We timed our opponent out in the last one, so yes. We were going to lose the game if it came to a natural conclusion, but they played too slowly. What do we got? Huntmaster of the Fells would be sweet here. Could snap bolt that. Courser, okay. Wow, opponent's on like the mono grind plan. I wonder if they're playing a traverse deck with all these enchantments. Opponent like showed up with their Courser and their Bitter Blossom expecting to grind people out, and I'm like, nah, brah, I got Wurmcoil Engines. It's cool. Watch us like get dumpstered this game, but like I'm excited to cast these Wurmcoil Engines in 3 turns. I don't know about the rest of y'all. Hey y'all, watch this. Who does my prime sub go to? Oh, that's a good one. I spread mine around. Usually I send mine to Shagamar or Nassif. Spread the love. Abrupt Decay. Oh no! Oh no, not Abrupt Decay! Probably gonna shuffle that one away. If they don't give me something to Cryptic Command, I think I'm going to end step bounce the Courser of Crufix. No, I started with Modern. I'm not actually sure I'm going to have time for Standard. I probably shouldn't have posted that we were going to do both. I don't think time's going to permit me to do both. Yeah, there's an Nassif sub. Just again, use your mana. Like, we have a lot of things to spend mana on in our hand. I just want to make sure that I'm using my mana to advance the game state. Also, getting this Courser off the table and drawing a card means I'm more likely to hit 6 lands in 6 turns. That makes me sad that I'm not going to have Cryptic for that next turn. I have double mana leak. Deal Arena. Oh baby, it's just like Christmas morning. It's just like Christmas morning. The Wurmcoil Parade's coming to town, and it's gonna roll right on over my opponent. I think this trade's fine. That's gonna save me hit points in the long run, I think. Set the engines to stun. And they know about this Gearhulk and these Worm Daddies. They know about a mana leak, right? Oh, do they have a land? Please go land, Liliana. Please go land, Liliana. Please go land, Liliana. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, that's very unlucky, opponent. You didn't have a land for your Liliana? Huh. So what do I want to do here? Do I just windmill this Wurmcoil? If I windmill the Wurmcoil, they get to play the Liliana, which sucks. Please don't have Hero Fall, right? I do need to not die to these fairies in the air. If they don't play into the Fatcaster Mage here, I think I'm going to end step Gearhulk, bounce a fairy, draw a card. I just don't want to lose the other cards in my hand. Okay, they know I have the Torrential, so like I might just get like a Time Walk out of this Torrential here. We know they have a Liliana of the Veil in their hand. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna end step this Dorko. Again, they're on board, so just be aggressive. Be aggressive. This Cryptic Command. I would like to bounce your thing and draw a card. I might unsummon draw cards too aggressively with Cryptic Commands, but it's probably my favorite mode. Has Gearhulk's employment been terminated? That's fine. He drew a card and he killed a token. Am I just holding on to that for now? No, I'm gonna play that because that means in 2 turns, next turn I can go Wurmcoil plus hold up a 2-mana counter. No, I don't think Bounce Bitter Blossom is better. They could just replay it the following turn. Okay, so their hand is Liliana and then 1 card we don't know. Awesome, Gabriel Paints. Please edict me, please edict me, please edict me. Ding. I'm gonna keep the life linker around for now. Okay, alright, they've ground out 1 Wurmcoil. Remember when I said we might get dumpstered this game? Is this us getting dumpstered? This would have set us up better if we'd have bounced the Bitter Blossom last turn like people in chat are talking about. God, that's a good draw. I could have Fatcaster Maged, bolted the Liliana, but I think I'd rather just get the Wurmcoil Engine into play here. Yep, the standard bans are effective. They had Magic Online downtime today. Wait, where are the opponent can't cast their 6 drops yet. They only have 5 lands. Attack them here. I'm fine with bidding a mana leak out of my hand, so I really don't care about this Liliana. If this thing connects for 6, it's insane for us. We're just like racing then at that point. The Wurmcoils in this deck just win so many games you have no business winning. Just such a powerful card. You have removal. Or are they killing their own thing? That's funny. That's a good line. It's a good line. I like it. I like it. Just try and race me down here. So I'm going to end step, Fatcaster Mage, Lightning Bolt their Fairy Rogue that's untapped so they can't run that line back. And then hopefully we just connect for 11 and their Bitter Blossom kills them. If I crack this fetch, I am dead to a bolt, something I have to be aware of. Yeah, it's been a good game of Magic. This deck generates a lot of genuinely good games of Magic. Okay, draw. 11 at you. We have 2 remands and a mana leak. Hopefully these are connecting. How does it leave me dead to terminate? Now they did to their Bitter Blossom. Trigger. Trigger. I would like to put your Bitter Blossom trigger on the stack. Yep. Yep. Glad I didn't crack that fetch land. Ooh. Ooh. They got the Abrupt Decay. All right. All right. All right. Played around both their cards excellently. Because I don't have a Cryptic Command in my discard pile. We used that earlier. There was a mana leak and something else. Alright. Alright. Let's Abrade. Retaining priority. Remand my Braid. Do that again. Just try and find a lightning bolt or a way to clean things out here. And this is lethal because I can Abrade, kill one, snap Abrade another, and then attack. They have no cards in hand, so we don't have to play around anything. I think Abrading our own Wurmcoil is too cute. It's still not lethal. Okay, you got it, but I tried. Opponent did give it the college best here against the 6/6 drop opener. Alright, so Entrancing Melodies, Engineered Explosives in. This in. Probably Mana Leaks and Remands out. I don't mind having, like, a couple of negates in my deck, I don't think. They have Liliana the Veil, and, like, they have Bitter Blossom, and, like, in the mid to late game, I could, like, bounce Bitter Blossom and then negate it on the way back down. Maybe that's too cute. I'm gonna leave one and leave one Remand in. I have Engineered Explosives to clean out Bitter Blossom. I don't think this is an Anger of the Gods matchup. I didn't see Rebel Master out of them, and they had Courser of Crewfix as an extra thing with extra toughness, so I think this is fine. This is what I want to do. Right, let's submit. I don't think I'm going to be able to do another league after this one, unfortunately. So all of my article deadlines are on Wednesdays, so Monday and Tuesday nights I have to get my writing done, so we don't make my editors upset. Yeah, seems fine, right? It's got lands and spells, a couple pieces of removal, kill an early Bob, opponent mulligan, sign me up. What is your opinion on approach versus control matchup in Standard? Currently in a heated debate with my friends. Unlike many people that stream Magic the Gathering, I'm not going to give you my opinion on something I don't have any experience with. So I haven't played the approach control matchup in recent memory, so I am not in any position of authority to talk about it being good, bad, or otherwise in either direction. Like to opt, probably just looking for a land here. Yeah, I'll take a guaranteed fourth. I'm going to shock in the Steam Vents and Abrade this. Be resource efficient here. I drew the bolt, so I could bolt it plus hold op, but like bolt snap bolt can take down a Liliana later, and I am giving them a window to stick Liliana here, which is kind of scary, but I think I need to get Cigar Confound off the table. This is my hand. My hand is kind of medium. I want to try some control decks. I want to cast some Snapcaster Mages. We played Grixis Control a little bit before Standard was completely solved, and that seems fun. I tweeted a Grixis list that I'm interested in trying. Grimflayer, sure. Alright, kill that. The Scalding Tarn, so we can opt. Liliana's not the worst here now, because we'll be able to Cryptic Command her next turn at least. Anyone that thinks any matchup is 100-0 hasn't played it enough. Come on. Come on, Entrancing Melodies. Where are my sweet melodies at? That's what I want. What I want are some sweet, sweet melodies. Opt. I do not need another land at this point. Tilt. Alright, deal. I'll just play this out. Play the island that they know about, pass the turn. So they know about Cryptic Command, they don't know about either of these cards. So I'm going to use my health total as a bit of a resource here. I'm going to let this Tarmogoyf hit me, and then end step I'm going to crack this Engineered Explosives because I don't want my opponent to be able to play another 2-drop out this turn. Going to 13 is not the end of the world. They do have some reach in their deck, but in this way, if they go to play a 2-drop next turn, I'll be able to Cryptic Command it cleanly, which is great. We have a lot of lands here, but again, we've got like 5-6 drops in our deck, so at some point, we're going to draw a Wurmcoil. What's up, dude? What's up? Thanks for the entertaining stream today. Bionic Broccoli with the bits. Thank you for the cheers. I do appreciate it. Shout out to all of our new subs, and especially Anironics today at the start. Very, very generous donation from them. Yeah, I'm just going to Cryptic bounce this. That's, like, fine. They want to, like, trade their turn for my Cryptic Command. I'm okay with that. I really like Land Nauseam. I think that deck is great. Here's to drawing a Blood Moon in these next 2 draws, huh? I pay to spew even when I'm lurking. God bless. Okay, Izzet Charm could turn some of these bricks into something decent here. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna start with this because we could hit a Blood Moon, and then that would be great. Okay, Entrancing Melody could be good later. I'm gonna ditch these 2. Play this Loot House, pass the turn. This Raging Ravine could actually get kind of scary kind of quickly now. I'm gonna untap here and tap green mana. Yeah. Feels like a Raging Ravine mistap. So I'm gonna loot in response to the Raging Ravine trigger, because if we loot into Lightning Bolt, I can bolt it before it's a 4/4. So Blood Moon's still a decent draw because it turns off the Raging Ravine that's killing us, but opponent will have a basic land now that they drew this Verdant. Those are the best kind of people, the ones that pay to be able to spew but then don't actually spew. It's unfortunate. I might main phase loot next turn, just like we really need a Blood Moon. Oh, you know what? I should have kept that land and probably ditched this, because 2 drops I could just Entrancing Melody. Yeah. Alright. Let's do this. Cryptic or Blood Moon, please. Alright, Snapcaster Mage. Snapcaster Mage could do some stuff here. He can snap, block, and then bolt it. Okay, that seems fine. I'm gonna hold this land in my hand because I might want to discard it to this Loot House next turn. If opponent has a piece of 1 mana removal, I'm going to be a little bit sad. I wonder if they're fetching a shock land here. They actually haven't seen Blood Moon out of us, and these games have gone long, so like... I'd kind of like for them to draw a 2-drop so I can Entrancing Melody it. Huh. I think I'm going to Snapcaster Mage and target Opt at this point. It lets me chump block the Raging Ravine, and like I'm not going to get to kill the Raging Ravine with the Lightning Bolt anyways at this point. And then I can hopefully opt into a Blood Moon or a Wurmcoil Engine or a Fatcaster Mage to Cryptic bounce this. Like, we have a lot of really live draws, and I just need to live to get to them. So, we lose our Entrancing Melody. It depends. They don't have a ton of 1 mana removal, right, Zach? Eat my Snapcaster Mage, I assume. Yep. Not going to 3. Going to 3 is very dangerous against the deck with Lightning Bolt. So, we get, what, 4 looks here at a Blood Moon. We get 3 looks at a Wurmcoil or a Torrential Gearhulk. So, Only 36 cards left in our deck. We've seen a lot of them at this point. How many cards this deck churns through? It's so great. I am currently at a standing desk. My best purchase last year. It was really, really fantastic. I mean, like, we've drawn a lot of lands, but we've also seen a lot of cards. So, like, we're 24 cards into our deck, so, like, seeing half of our lands in 24 cards isn't unreasonable. Within a standard deviation of the mean. Everybody says. Cryptic, also fine. Not looking for a negate. Land, Serum Visions, sure. We could still loot into a Blood Moon off of the Serum Visions. Ding. That's everything I want out of life, right? So, bottom, top. Do I want to loot through? So if I do this, I could loot before I play this Blood Moon? Yeah, that sounds great. Spin this extra island. Play this Blood Moon. Hopefully that's the game. Your turn. Can we talk about my friend Desolate Lighthouse here? Just for like half a second. God, I love having 6 drops in our deck. It's so good! It's so good! It's so good! Oh, baby. Ancient Grudge. That's rude, opponent. Man, Ancient Grudge is really good against us. It, like, kills all of our threats. Into Anger of the Gods. Well, that was unexpected. All right. All right. Your move, opponent. Your move. I was wondering what they had in their hand. Oh god. Oh god, that's so good. It's so good. Yep, top deal. In. Oh baby, baby. Ooh baby, baby. Draws all 3 of them. Just the smartest, thinnest person streaming Modern right now. Am I gonna lose my Twitch license streaming this? That's a good question. Is this legal to show? Just the fairest Wurmcoil engines in Modern, right? Just like, we're actually tapping 6 lands to cast our Wurmcoil engines. Watch them go anger here and just destroy us. I like this deck a lot. We're 4-0 in this league. Unfortunately, I need to be an adult and get some work done for the day. Thank you everyone for hanging out. There's 700 people. That's kind of awesome for a Monday afternoon. I will be back tomorrow morning about 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And remember, if you enjoy the content, you can always catch it up on the YouTube channel. If you didn't see any of my 10-hour stream yesterday, we streamed I think a slightly worse variation of this deck. I kind of cleaned up the sideboard a little bit, but one of my users submitted a donation deck list that was this archetype, and they actually had more top end than this. They had a Karanos in the main deck too. But the donation deck list is really what got me thinking. Like the Wurmcoils have just been consistently excellent. Just consistently excellent, but really happy with those. Also, this card's been impressive. It's like, just like removal spells 5/6, right, after lightning bolts, but just like the flexibility to destroy things like Chalice in the main deck is pretty good. At any rate, we've been streaming this league for about 2 hours. I've got to get going. If you didn't catch all this league, it's going to head up to my YouTube channel now, and there's a ton of other stuff on there, youtube.com/Jeff Hogan. Thanks everyone for hanging out, and I'll be back again tomorrow morning with some more Magic the Gathering.